Welcome to Face Paint Form Shop. Today we're doing a Sven tutorial. I'm artist rep Shelly Polsoni. Let's get started. We're going to begin with just putting down a light blue base. You can use a sponge if you'd like to. I chose to use a brush just because I'm working on a board and not on skin, so I needed to keep it a little more dry to work with, just so I didn't have to wait before I started painting over top. And I'm using a stencil made by the fabulous Denise Cold, specifically for Face Paint Forum Shop. These are the new Frozen 2 stencils, and I love these. They are so fun to work with, and they're super cute. And I love how you don't have to flip to the other side, the way she designed them, so it makes it so you don't have to flip, which I just love. It makes it quick and fast for on the job. So I'm putting down some of the diamonds in the background, followed by 2 of these little snowflakes here. And you guys, these are free for the first 100 orders for this month. So if you make your order through Face Paint Forum Shop, you will get this set in the mail for free with your order. So definitely make a purchase soon if you're looking to have these in your kit. And now we're going to go in with some more wolf white, which is the same color I used for the stencils. We're going to create his eyes, and you kind of want him to be a little bit angled towards the top, but not too angled that he looks angry. So make sure it just has a slight, angle to it to give it that shape. And then you want it to be rounded towards the bottom, and that helps keep his eyes cute. And this is a really cute one for on the job. It's good for cheek art. I usually do it like on the cheek, rounded up towards the side like an eye design. But it's just a really fun one to add to your board, especially because there's so many Elsa designs out there, and Olaf as well, but I feel like Sven kind of gets left out. So that's why I wanted to create a cute little one that could be added to your board that's fast once you get used to how to do it. Okay, so we're going to put in a little bit of tan here, just outline his eyes, create the shape of the bottom part of his face, and the little bottom part of his ears. We're going to go in with a darker brown to do the top, so you just need a little bit on the bottom to create the inner part of his ear. And then we're going to use brown to go over the top, and that's going to be a little bit fuzzy edged because that's where his fur is. And we're going to just fill in around by his eyes down to the bridge of his nose a little bit and just kind of blend that in. And then fill in the top of his head. And you can do this with a filbert as well. I've done it both ways. Sometimes if I already have this brush in my hand, then I just keep going with it. If not, I may switch to a filbert. So if you find that easier, then I say go for it. You can use a split cake with it to give him a little more dimension. Then I'm coming in with some wild orchid. It's kind of like a plummy color. And we're going to use that for his muzzle. And we're just going to create a little circle and fill that in. And then right below it, you want just kind of like a little semicircle underneath, and that creates the bottom part of his muzzle for his mouth. And then we're going to go in with a little bit more white and create the little fuzz under his neck here. It's kind of like the little tuft of hair by his chest. And then we're going to add some antlers. We're going to come in with just some simple teardrops just to make it easy. But feel free to play with this again as well if you want to add a little more detail to it. This was just to make it quick and fast. Then we're going to come in with some wolf black. That's what I use for all of my line work. And we're going to create his little eyes with some circles. And then we're going to begin outlining him. So we're going to outline the top of his head. And I like to go in and add just a little bit more fluff just to give it some texture on the top of his head, a little bit more movement for his fur. Outline his ears, and I do the same by his ears. You'll see me put in a little bit of tuft there just to make it a little more playful. Then we're going to outline the top of his eyes. Again, you kind of want to keep it a little bit curved, almost like you're doing an eyeliner, because you don't want him to look angry if it's too angled. Then we're just going to outline his face and put in some little lines down the side of his eyes. Notice I don't go all the way down. That's just to keep me from having to make a perfect line. So it gives the idea of it being outlined without fully connecting the lines. So outline his muzzle and the little semicircle at the bottom for his mouth. Put in his little nostrils, and then we're just gonna outline his tuft of hair by his chest. Then we're gonna move up to his antlers and outline those. And today I was pretty much just using a pointed round for all of my outlining. I've kind of been favoring that lately. It just gives me a nice, clean, sharp line, so I've been appreciating that. And then we're just going to go in with some little white highlights to his eyes, put in a few more dots if you feel like it. And then I added in a few little shine sprites, or starbursts, I think most people call them. And add a few of those around, just give it a little more sparkle. But feel free just to do the stenciling. If it's quick on the job, that's why I like these stencils. Just pop those in and it does all your work for you. And there you go, there's our Sven tutorial. Don't forget to make your order to Face Paint Forum Shop so you can receive your stencils free this month. Thanks guys!